Yo! What's going on, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back! Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are warm. Kicking it fly today, baby. Because we are live. And it feels so good to be live with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are ready because it is time for Tea with P. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a huge shout out to the band. Rocking they thang out there. Great job. Love you guys doing your thing. Sounding great. They're silent today, but we love them. Huge shout out to Mrs. P doing her thing over there. Radiohead, Mrs. P in the building. A huge shout out to you guys, man. Cheers, man. Cheers. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for pulling up, bro. Thank you guys for pulling up, man. I appreciate you guys. Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central, we like to go live. We like to talk about all things. Nudes, culture, science, health, you name it. And we're going to talk about it here. We're going to talk about it because I feel like we should normalize any and all conversation when it comes to our plant, our product, and our community. And what better place to do it than a little bit of tea on a Wednesday night, a little late show. Eh? Yeah. Huge shout out to you guys. Huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys for getting involved, being here, supporting me, and doing my thing. If you guys want to help support the show, get a little behind the scenes content, head on over to patreon.com/pigeons420. You're going to see content there that you won't see anywhere else behind the scenes, and you'll also be able to have access to previously recorded Pigeons videos that are not available anywhere else. So huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys. And if you're looking to be at the bottom of the screen, check out the Patreon. That's the inner circle right there. Come join the inner circle, shall we? Huh? Shout out to you guys in the chat, man. I see you guys. Chat, man. I see Despicables in the chat. Super Koopa. Let's go, man. Anthony's here. Barbed Wire's here. Good to see you, girl. East Coast is here. Dankster's here. Is that ROBCLTV in the building with a blunt and twisted? Let's go, brother. Good to see you, my friend. Ken Alicia's in the house. Good to see you. Mrs. P, cheers. Young Jester. Yeah, Mrs. P, how you doing back there?
Good.
She's doing good. She's got her coffee. She's got her tea. She's ready to go. We're gonna let loose.
I don't stay up this late.
We don't stay up this late. Parenthood. Hey, parenthood. Yo, huge shout out to you guys here. Let me move this over here. I don't need this up there. I want to see you guys right here, man. Mama Kush is in the building. Huge shout out to Home Grow the Community. Huge shout out to Mr. Ganix. Huge shout out to C Bunny. Wrong guy. Huge shout out to Zaza for being on the Home Grow the Community channel. That was a great conversation over there. Wonderful time. And as a matter of fact, we've got ourselves a very special guest here tonight. We're going to have Zaza in the building. We're going to be talking to him and hashing out everything that is garden, life, love, and everything in between. So huge shout out to Zaza. We'll be talking to him at the top of the hour at 10 in about 50 some minutes. So huge shout out to him. We're going to be diving into the nudes too. But before I get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Seedsman today, guys. Seedsman sponsoring today's episode, guys. If you guys didn't know, we are now partnered with Seedsman. Wonderful organization, wonderful source of genetics. If you are looking for quality genetics from quality breeders, head on over to Seedsman. Check them out. Use promo code PIGEONS420. You'll save a few dollars off at checkout. You'll help support the show, and you can get quality genetics from all over the globe. They actually recently dropped some clones available in America as well. So if that sounds like something you're into, go and give Seedsman a shout and check on them. Use promo code PIGEONS420. All right? And thank them for sponsoring Tea with P, where the T is beer and the P is me, and boy, do we have ourselves a conversation in store this evening. How's the audio, ladies and gentlemen? How's everything look? Everything's good. Am I on sync with my lips? I've noticed that lately it's a little off sync. And I don't know why. So I don't know if you guys are noticing that. I'll actually take a little bit more on the volume there, Mrs. P. Just a little bit. She's down pretty low.
You were real loud at the beginning, so.
Just to you, though. Not to anyone else. When I'm in the red, that's loud.
It was.
Okay. Well, then I want to tickle it. I want to tickle the red.
You were more than tickling.
I want to tickle. I like to tickle. Sound is fine. Perfect. And it's on sync. But wait till tomorrow when I post this video and everything's off sync. Because that's what's happened in the last 4 episodes. The audio and the video have been off sync. They've been fine during the live stream, off sync for the video. So whatever. Nonetheless, guys, huge question to you guys before we get started because, well, man, do we got lots to talk about. I want to give my position on drug dealers who are pushing shit that's killing people. We're going to be talking about some changes. Actually, in fairness, there was a lot. There is some changes that are going to be happening in regards to the regulations. We've also did some tests, and it turns out your THC percentages are far less than what you thought they were. Surprise, surprise? I don't think so. We're going to talk about it here. We're going to talk about it tonight. We're also going to come back with the new segment, Meme the Weed. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing that. But before I do that, I want to jump into a little bit of herb, shall we? What are you guys tickling? I'm reading Despicable's comment. What are you guys smoking, man? What are you guys smoking on? I've got myself a little bit of Chill Out OG in the pipe tonight. Cleaned my bong this morning, didn't clean it tonight, so please forgive me. We're live today. We were live over on Twitch, twitch.tv/pigeons420. I'm the best stoner gamer there is in COD in my house. All right. So if you guys want to see if that's true or not, come on over and check it out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/pigeons420. I was gaming with my boy, Mr. ROBCLTV, too, bruh. Yeah, we putting a squad together, man. Even Astro was there. Mike was going to be there, but he missed a call. But Chapo was there, man. It was a good time. It was a good time. Cheers, my friends. This hoot, it's for you. It's not for the kids. It's not for world peace. No, it's not the world. No, we're not ending hunger today, folks. This hoot, it's for you. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Now, who's for you, Rob? It was for you, buddy. And it was for Alicia. And James. And Smokes a lot. But that's it. And JJ. Okay? And Young Jester. But that's it. Rittenhouse, maybe a little bit. Got some. Mama Kush, a little bit. Joey. John. And Absolute Cannabis Experience. But that's it. Okay? That's it. Mad Hatter Organics. Pitt's Place. Super Cool. But that's it. Okay? Can't be doing it for everyone now. Okay? All right? East Coast Grower. Okay? We got him. We got him. Guys. Me too. Nate. Oh, yeah. Double A. We got you, Pete. J-Rat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Candace. Of course, James. Of course. Of course. Guys, tons of quality content dropping over the course of the last week. OMG. Oh, I was talking over on the Bud Trainer live stream today. We were discussing the evolution of canna content and where we are today versus where we were tomorrow and where we would be in the future. And that was a wicked conversation because I was literally talking about creators today creating some of the most epic content that we have ever seen. Homegrown TV has been dropping some wicked stuff. Hygen just did the Seed to Harvest. Mr. ROBCL TV and Cannabis Lifestyle TV doing some crazy things over there with non-stop quality content. You got Mr. Grow It doing the podcast. Looks like the main channel's back in swing. Like, let's go, baby! It is the place to be right now for canna content. All right? That's what I like. That's what I like. It's a lot of fun, man. Also, guys, want to give a huge shout out to the Global Grow Cup 2024, guys. If you guys have not gone to globalgrowcup.com and checked out the competition, this is a solo cup competition. Yes, first of probably many, but this is going to be something huge. It is the Global Grow Cup 2024. Tickets are on sale until the end of this month, guys. You have until the 31st to get your tickets because the competition starts June 1st. Can you grow an epic solo cup plant? I'm going to give it a shot. Don't think I can do it, but I'm going to give it a shot. Never grown a solo cup before, but I think I can do it. If you think you can do it, well, let me tell you, your odds are looking pretty good. Just over 100 people have joined the competition so far, and first place is a $5,000 prize. $5,000 for first place to grow a freaking plant in a solo cup, plus a host of equipment, guys. There's just over 100 people, and I believe there's 10 finalists. Okay? 10 finalists. You've got a 10% chance at winning $5,000. It might work out closer to 1% because of the way the odds work out, 1 in 100, but 10% sounds way better, man. So, math, important, okay? I'm not trying to Therian Howard on you here, Terrence Howard on you here. That's his name. But yeah, globalgrowcup.com. As a matter of fact, if you stick around for the entire episode today, Mrs. P is going to be picking a winner for a 100% off ticket to the Global Grow Cup. So, if you would like to participate in this competition and you would like a free ticket, oh yeah, don't forget, if you don't win, you can use promo code PIGEONS and you'll save $5 off. We're giving away a 100% off ticket tonight. Mrs. P is going to pick a winner. So, if you want to win, Mrs. P has to see you in the chat now and at the end of the show. You have to put hashtag GGC24, Global Grow Cup 24. Hashtag or just GGC24. That's all you got to do. Hashtag rigged. That's what it is. Automatic beats. You're not winning. I'm just kidding. Oh, too funny. Could be you, bro. It could be you, bro. Oh, too funny. So there we go. Got some names there. Man, she's grabbing a piece of paper and a pen right now. Totally rigged, because it's up to her. It's up to her. She won't know. Okay? Must be in a legal state. Did I just spill on myself?
I don't know.
It got wet on my leg.
Hallelujah, lots of
A lot of people that want to participate. So yes, if you don't happen to win or if you want to participate, go to globalgrowcup.com. Use promo code PIGEONS. This is just to save you money. I don't get any kickback for this. This is a competition. Myself, Dusa, Rob, Troy, and Matt are all participating. So it's not just some run and gun kind of competition here. You've got ProMix, Athena, Seedsman, Bud Trainer, and some big names sponsoring this event. Okay, I think Growers House too. No, that's the Growers Gauntlet. So big names, big names, guys. Next time, no, because then I get to pick the winner up. This is a win-win for me, no matter what. So thank you guys. However, and how could he forget AC Infinity? I didn't. I knew Rob would bring it up. They get a special mention in the chat, then here as well. So shout out to ACI as well. They're doing everything, man. AC Infinity's involved in everything. But yeah, huge shout out to them as well. Guys, lots to discuss this week in the nudes. Not too much drama as there was last time in regards to the Triploid tragedy. However, we've got lots to discuss. A lot of weird, kind of awkward things. A lot of misinformation being spread, and I definitely want to hash it out here. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's head off into the nudes.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, when Mrs. P's done, what we got?
I'm keeping track of all.
She's keeping track.
I gotta keep track of all.
There, girl. There, girl.
Okay.
She got it. To the nudes.
Cannabis. All things culture, science, and health. Your one-stop shop for all things Cannabis.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's a story that you would like to discuss when it comes to anything surrounding our plant, our community, our culture, I want you to tag me at Pigeons420 over on Twitter. That's where I am the most active when it comes to reading news, keeping up with the stories, if it's not YouTube itself. And I want to hear from you because for a multitude of reasons, I feel like the more we work together when it comes to collecting stories, I feel like it'll be the most relevant to the most of us. So, if there's anything that's just on your plate that you really want to discuss, let me know. First thing I want to discuss here is something from Forbes. Forbes is reporting that hospital visits for cannabis poisoning tripled amongst seniors after Canada legalized. Dun, dun, Now, of course, this is a scary headline, but let's read a little bit farther before I give too much of a critique. The number of older adults hospitalized for canna poisoning tripled after Canada legalized the retail sale of our plant, according to a study published Monday in the journal JAMA. What's the journal? What is that? If you click on that study, what does that JAMA stand for? As the drug's rapid legalization in North America leads to more calls about side effects, including among seniors. So the key facts. Here's the key facts. All right, whatever. I'm assuming journal, whatever. So the key facts. The researchers analyzed over 2,300 emergency room visits for canna poisoning among adults 65 and older in Ontario, finding the rate of visits increased significantly after Canada legalized the sale of dried cannabis flowers and edibles compared to a period before legalization. I'm going to list just these facts and then I'll get into my critique. The rate of emergency room visits for canna poisoning doubled over 14 months after Canada legalized the sale of dried flowers in 2018 and tripled over 2 years after the sale of edibles was legalized in 2020. I think I know why. Older adults are more at risk for canna poisoning because they're likely taking other medications as they're more likely to suffer from drug interactions. Researchers said increases in accidental ingestion and ease of access to canna products are probable factors to an increase in emergency room visits. That's 100%. I would argue that the fact that legalization, you can't always say that correlation leads to causation. However, the increase in visits would be natural in legalization. You have more product, meeting more consumers, therefore there's going to be more negative effects. Now, how many people were having similar effects before legalization but didn't want to admit that they were using this product before going into the emergency room? They're just, food poisoning, I'm not feeling well. Would they admit to it being weed? Maybe not. And would the hospital know? I guess unless you pump the stomach, or if for edible sake, you wouldn't know, or maybe take a blood sample or what have you. So I feel like people admitting it would go up now that it's legal. However, having access to stuff is also going to make it go up. Now, here's my critique of this all. The problem I would say with this is that amongst these older people that found themselves hospitalized because of this plant, how many of them needed treatment of any kind other than either a bed to lay in or an IV to keep them hydrated? I would assume none. None had any real treatment. None needed, maybe some needed their stomach to be pumped in the case of edibles, but I would argue that that's an extreme example for a case like this, to pump someone's stomach for edibles. I honestly believe that most physicians, doctors, would just tell a patient to wait it out. I remember when Mrs. P had a gallbladder? Gallstone?
No,
Kidney stones. That was like death. And guess what the response from the doctor was? Just wait it out, okay? Just wait it out. You'll be just fine, sweet.
And a whole lot of pain drugs.
And a whole lot of drugs. So it's like if you're not going to die and you just get told to wait for a kidney stone, then overdosing on canna products is also a go home, you're going to be fine. So I would argue that education would prevent a lot of this. People don't know how much to take. They don't know what dose to take. They're trying to experiment with this on their own, particularly older couples or older people that are just trying to experiment. They're going to be far more likely to overdose and not have the right methods to utilize. And then they don't know that when you do overdose, that you simply just need to just rest. Sleep it off. No matter how you feel, it's going to be better. You're going to be okay. You might want to call 911 at that moment, but you don't have to. You're going to be just fine. Wait it out. So I think if more people knew that, I feel like we would have a lot less visits.
How many do you think assumed they needed like Narcan or something?
Yeah, how many of them think they needed Narcan? Yeah, I would assume some.
Because to some people, overdosing.
They're going to die. Yeah. They're going to die. Yeah, you overdose. That's the thing that I get critiqued on a lot. Is pigeons, people can't overdose on cannabis. I'm like, oh yeah? Have you seen someone who's eaten too many edibles? They have overdosed.
Or greened out.
Have you seen someone vomiting from smoking too much weed? You are overdosed. You have overdosed. Okay? No, you're not on your back foaming on the verge of death. That doesn't mean anything. You can overdose on anything, really. It's just taking more than your dose, your prescribed dose. In some cases, with weed, you know, you're either gonna vomit, you're gonna pass out, you're gonna munch, these kind of things. People do trip out. You know, people who do edibles have had bad trips where you think you're gonna die, right? I know some. Yeah, Mrs. P puts up her hand. She knows someone too. You're gonna feel that way, but you're gonna be fine, right? You're gonna be fine. Sleep it off. Don't do edibles after your kid goes to bed for a nap, thinking he's gonna be down for like a day. And he wakes up 45 minutes later before they start kicking in. Yeah, I remember.
That was a bad day.
It was a rough day. Yeah, parenthood, eh? Parenthood. So here's one for us. The AP News, the Associated Press, is reporting that daily use outpaces daily drinking in the U.S. Hey, for the first time, the number of Americans who are using canna just about every day has surpassed the number who drink that often. A shift some 40 years in the making as recreational use becomes more mainstream and legal in nearly half of U.S. states. In 2022, an estimated 17.7 million people reported using canna daily or near daily compared to 14.7 million daily or near daily drinkers, according to analysis of national survey data. In 1992, when daily pot use hit a low point, less than 1 million people said they used marijuana nearly every day. Yeah, that's because it was the heyday of all the better prescription drugs that they were handing out to people. Alcohol is still more widely used, but 2022 was the first time this intense level of cannabis use overtook daily and near daily drinking. You know what? Fantastic. We've got a society that is now more prone to being less drunk. I guess that's good. You know, I honestly feel like our plant brings a relaxing feeling, brings a sense of community, and the idea of being drunk and belligerent when you're high is just simply not there. So this is good news. So fantastic. Shout out to American people that are smoking daily rather than drinking daily. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with drinking, but I just feel like we now have an outlet. I know personally, or I've seen stories where they're saying that drinks or the purchase of alcohol is down since legalization. So people are just using weed more. And I think maybe that's going to be a great thing as we progress into a new age. Yeah, maybe people being calm, cool, and collected while making important decisions. But what do you think? With any and all stories, I'm curious to hear from you, either in the chat here or in the chat or in the comment section later on. Here we go. If you had to guess, and I want you to be accurate. Here, okay? If you had to guess what the average potency of legal product was, what do you think it was? The average percentage of THC, I don't know if I said that very well, but what do you think the average percentage of THC would be in legal product on the shelves today? General 15, 17, 13, 5 to 9, 19. Okay. Now, if I was to say, what do you think the average of illegal, so we'll say, the legacy market, what do you think the average of the illegal market would be? What do you think that would be? The illegal market now. Numbers are going to go up slightly, I bet here, right? 12, 19, 10, 15. I'm curious now because I don't know who said what before. AA 2730, 2120. So now we're getting into the illegal. Yeah, higher, right? Yep, 20, 19, 25. See. Curly Greenleaf nailed it. So as accurate as the DEA reports, The DEA report reflects an average potency of THC in illegal product at 16%. The DEA recently released a report May 9th with details about how its 2024 National Drug Threat Assessment, which is dedicated to compiling data in relation to illegal drugs and trafficking trends within the U.S. DEA Administrator Ann Milgram introduced the report to warn of the many threats to public safety as well as national security. The shift from plant-based drugs like heroin and cocaine to synthetic chemical-based drugs like fentanyl and methamphetamine has resulted in the most dangerous and deadly drug crisis in the United States has ever faced. At the heart of the synthetic drug crisis are the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels and their I did not pronounce that correct at all, and their associates. The administration, I'm just going down a little bit. The administration noted the increase in average Delta-9 THC potency in cannabis between 77 and 22, as according to information provided by the University of Mississippi Marijuana Potency Monitoring Program. Noted the increase in the average. Okay. In 77, the percentage of potency was recorded at approximately 1%. 1% in 77, followed by approximately 3% in 82, 87, and 92. This rose to 4% in 97, 6% in 02, 8% in 07, 12% in 2012, 15% in 2017, and finally it rose to 16% on average in 2022. The potency of THC in leafy cannabis is at an all-time high, increasing the potential risk of negative effects, yada, 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 yada. So 16%, to me, that seems pretty, what do you think? Would you argue with that number? Would you argue with that number when it comes to 16%? I would say no. You got to think the majority of product that the DEA is coming in contact with is going to be from what? Illegal activity? Well, obviously illegal activity, but it's going to be coming from some kind of main production, some kind of cartel production, some kind of big facility. Are these big facilities really pushing 20+% in THC? I don't believe so, because they're trying to push it out as fast as they can, which is compromising cannabinoids. So, yeah, I would believe that the average illegal product that people are getting is probably close to 16%. I would say that that's pretty close, pretty reasonable anyways. So to think, if that's accurate, to think in 1977, the THC makeup was 1%. 1%. That's crazy, man. That's wild. So how far it's come since then. But what do you think? Do you think it's 16%? Is that too high? Is that too low? Remember, I'm thinking that the illegal market is not coming from mom and pops growing for their family in their tents. These aren't coming from your tents. These are coming from mass-produced tents from a cartel. In my opinion, that's what I would think. That's what I would argue is where the DEA is getting a lot of its shit. So, yeah, 16%. Is the stuff that you're growing at home higher? Yeah, probably. So, that's very interesting. Very interesting to me. Clicked on the wrong thing. But I'd be curious. They were smoking brick back in the day. CBD didn't exist in the 77. Well, I think it did exist, just at obviously a much smaller scale. Yeah, kind of quick tip headline I wanted to get out of the way here. Adult use cannabis generates over $20 billion. $20 billion. Don't want to dive too much into this. I'm just like, wow. Adult use cannabis generates over $20 billion across the United States. That is fantastic. That's $20 million from adult use. What did I say? Billion with a B. Sorry. That's $20 billion just from adult use. That's not including the money that's being made from film, from entertainment, from the agencies, from all the other aspects of our industry. $20 billion. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's helping keeping this industry going. I know we can all say what we will about in regards to the government extrapolating from our community. However, as someone who is made has been community built, it's not all about big cannabis. It's not about all big market, big industry. There's been some lives changed and many more to be changed by this industry. So huge shout out to everybody who's participating. Next story I wanted to discuss is kind of a little bit drama. I guess I said there was no drama in the LBC, but there's a little bit of drama in the LBC. Turns out, a little bit of drama in the LBC. Bill Maher and Steve-O kind of have it out back and forth because Steve-O says that Bill Maher Bill Maher wouldn't have Steve-O on the show that he has because he wouldn't not smoke weed on his show. Variety has it all right here. Variety reports, Bill Maher says it's ridiculous. Steve-O thought I should give up pot smoking for an interview just because he has a problem. I'm sorry, you can't be here. That's what Bill Maher has to say. Bill Maher has finally responded to Steve-O, who said that on an episode of Wild Ride podcast earlier this year that he had to turn down a request to appear on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast because Maher refused to not smoke weed during the interview, despite Steve-O being 16 years sober. In an upcoming episode of Club Random with Tony Hawk, Maher confirms the story but expresses no regret over turning down the Jackass alum down. He says, the Steve-O guy was taking shots at me in the press recently. It was unfortunate. I don't want to start a feud, and I'm sorry that he felt slighted or something, but it is ridiculous that somebody thinks that I should give up pot smoking because they have a problem. Then, I'm sorry, you can't be here. Bill Maher, holding my opinions aside, what I think about Bill Maher, honestly, I actually kind of side with him on this one. I'm a fan of Steve-O. I actually think, I love what he's doing with Wild Ride podcast. Love what he did with Jackass. That was like a pivotal moment in my adolescence, is watching Jackass become what it was and / what it is today. Steve-O's been clean from drugs and I believe alcohol too for 16 years. And Bill Maher's podcast is all about smoking weed, sipping whiskey, and talking shit. And clearly that doesn't mix for these two people. Should Bill Maher change what he's all about for Steve-O? I don't know. I guess out of respect, maybe I would. If I wanted to sit down with somebody that I wanted to have a conversation with and they didn't want me to smoke weed on set, then I would not smoke weed out of respect for that guest. I would still love to sit and have a conversation with him. I think I could sit and not smoke weed for 1 or 2 hours, or better yet, because the power of editing, sit down for an hour, go smoke some weed outside, come back in, whatever. I would just personally do that out of respect. However, it's Bill Maher's show, and if he wants to smoke weed on it, and it's totally his decision to make. So what is the issue here? I don't think there's an issue. Steve-O mentioned that he turned down the request. And Bill Maher said that he wasn't going to change his ways. I think we have two grown men making decisions for themselves, and I think that's really where the story stops. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think? What do you think? But yeah, that's the story, and that's what I have to say about it. Real quick before we get into the next segment, I wanted to talk about something that's really close to me here, really close to me. And before I get started, I want to mention that this is a story that's very close to me, and I'm very passionate in regards to the outcomes and these kind of stories. There's a story that's been released of Evansville Snapchat fentanyl dealer responsible for at least 3 overdose and teens deaths, sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. Now you are looking at the High Times version of this report. And I've got the statement from the United States Attorney's Office of the Southern District of Indiana, from their website. But I'm just going to read this little bit and then I'll give you my opinion. Jeremiah Lee Leach, 20, of Evansville, Indiana, has been sentenced to 20 years in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release after pleading guilty to 1 count of distribution of fentanyl resulting in death, 1 count of distribution of fentanyl, and 1 count of distribution of fentanyl resulting in serious bodily injury. According to court documents, Leach is responsible for dealing fentanyl, resulting in at least 3 overdoses, one of which resulted in the death of a 19-year-old. Leach advertised fentanyl-laced counterfeit pills over Snapchat to hundreds of recipients using the alias Mel. And then as it goes on to explain how officers took him down. There's one more article that I wanted to read. During the stop, the vehicles investigated later that day. The pills seized during the stop from residents were submitted for laboratory analysis and tested positive for the presence of fentanyl. So there's no allegedly here. This guy's guilty. This to me, he didn't get enough. I'm pretty aggressive, I would argue, when it comes to our justice system and when it comes to people that I feel like our tax dollars shouldn't have to pay for. And for those that are dealing and hustling on the side, you know what? I'm never going to condone illegal activity for obvious reasons, but I understand that, you know, there was a legacy market before there was a legal market when it comes to the world of weed that we have. And I understand that people but people do things to support their families that isn't necessarily favored by the justice system. However, the concept of using fentanyl to make more money so you can pass that off as other products and knowingly doing so that will result in death, I believe you should be charged with murder, not the distributing of fentanyl and resulting in seriously body or the distribution of fentanyl resulting in death. No, I think it should be murder, and I think that someone who distributes these kind of narcotics to children, or I guess in this case he was 19 years old, so not really a child per se, but you should be looking at some very severe legal repercussions for your actions. It's ridiculous to think that somebody could pass this stuff off knowing that the likelihood of death is so high is beyond me. When I was young, according to my encyclopedia, when you hustled drugs, you wanted your clients to come back because it wasn't great for business for them to die. And so if I don't understand the concept of pushing fentanyl for other drugs. It makes no sense. There's no sense to me. So needless to say, I have no mercy for anyone who's doing this. If you get busted for this, you should be charged with murder, and there shouldn't be any way to weasel your way out of that one. So some people say, well, they didn't make the person take the drug. Nope. But when someone's coming to you under the impression that they're getting one thing and you are passing it off as something else, which is what happened in this case, you are culpable for murder. Full stop. And you should be treated as such and face the legal system as a whole. And it is what it is. It sucks that someone had to pay, for their life. Someone died for this. So you could make a little extra money short term. Just crazy to me. So people, be safe out there. I know we all have our demons and we all have our vices and we all have our issues out there, but for the love of good drugs, please be safe. And if you struggle with any kind of addiction, please seek some help. Talk to those that are close to you and try to find help, because the brightness is so much better than the darkness. And the high that sobriety and cleanliness brings you is triple what you're getting from any drug. I guarantee you. Some of those drugs are the best drugs I ever tried. But let me tell you, being clean and having the love of my wife, that surpasses any feeling in the world. Especially being a man too, having responsibilities on top of that. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. It's a great feeling. So get some help and please try to make it to the other side, because you can do it and you're worth it. So hustle and hustle hard. That's the nudes, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to get back to me if there's anything that you want to either argue with or you want to share with. Please, I want to hear from you. You can reach me at Pigeons420 on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, but now X. Check that out. But before we check in with Zaza, our man of the hour, we're going to be having a little quick segment here that, I like to call meme the weed. Okay, it's on the big one. And it was I don't know. I have this cool little thing. You must see it.
The computer's lagging hard.
Is it? As long as they're not lagging, that's okay.
I don't think they are, but
that's okay.
the computer's lagging, struggling.
The computer's on mad struggles. That's okay. There, is that the one?
Meme the weed.
All right, guys. So Twitter's a pretty fun place. So we're gonna head over there. I've got a few things that I want to share with you. It's a question I want to ask. Can you relate or not for a lot of these? The first one is what was the first one? Cooking at 2 a.m. High AF. I think I didn't botch that too much. How many of you can relate? Sitting in the kitchen 2 a.m. trying to get some food, and it's like, yeah, that's me.
I can't cook like that.
I can't cook like that either, but I can dance like that. That's called the flail, dear. I do this one really well. The next one. Whose house has these house rules? Whose house has these house rules? I can't read them. Try to contribute. Oh, I got it.
You got it?
Roller's rights. Respect the space. Left is right. 2 puffs and a pass. The joint is not a microphone.
Oh, the last two you failed.
Okay, so clearly these are not rules in my house, okay? Because I talk with it, and what was the second one?
2 puffs and a pass.
2 puffs and a pass. Yeah, I just puff. I'm like, oh, you want to roll one too? Yeah. All right, I'll pack you a bowl.
Or you like one giant puff and the whole thing's gone.
1 puff and it's all gone. 1 puff and it's all gone. What's the next one? What's the next one we got? Ah, yes. Okay. So what does it say? It says, give me a bag of weed.
No, unlimited food, no Wi-Fi, throw in a bunch of weed and I'm down.
Yeah. Who's in for this? Who could survive without their phone for, what is it? Let's do a year. No, forever. This is where you have to live for the rest of your life. You got weed, your family.
No Wi-Fi.
Unlimited and unlimited food. Who could do it?
I could.
Dad says I could do it with a fishing pole. Yeah, I could do it. No phone, no worries. I'm in, baby. I'm in. Brina says I'm down. I'm down. This next one we got here. What do you guys think? I like the odds. I like those odds, huh?
That's fantastic.
Oh God, was that the last one?
No.
Oh, we got another one. Oh yeah. Okay, so look at this. This is fascinating as fuck. So this guy's trained the bees to collect honey from the weed. Make honey from the weed. That's pretty wicked. Do you think it works, or do you think this is a myth?
I don't know. It says.
Do you think are we getting infused honey from this, guys? Yay or nay? Do you think this is real?
I mean,
all signs point to yay, in my opinion.
I would assume it would work. Can of honey brings together the health benefits of both honey and cannabis.
Mm,
Yeah, if they're
Yeah.
collecting the resin.
it works. Ryan's pretty confident. Yep. Okay. I learned something today. This is fantastic.
I want to know where to get it from.
Where you can get the infused honey from?
I want to know, like,
Right.
sale. I
Right?
want to try it.
I would definitely try it. I love bees. I think bees are a wicked creature. I think we could learn a lot from bees, to be honest.
Oh, we should get my hairdresser. They have bees.
Oh, they do have
We
bees.
should get them to try it.
Mrs. P's hairdresser has a bee farm.
We could supply.
I know. I've
that.
got weed. They've got bees, and I got weed. We just came up with something. Ha! Interesting.
Next one.
Oh yeah.
Pour out a zip for the fallen homie.
Yeah, this guy's got some real homies, man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to this guy, man. This guy's got some real homies here. So they poured out a bag into his space, and then they poured out some alcohol into his space.
That's a big bag.
That's a big bag. These guys got some good homies, man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Clearly they lost a good friend.
That's a small coffin.
Yeah. That's how you do it right there. That's how you do it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you say goodbye to a friend.
Oh.
You know, I wouldn't be opposed to just smoking a joint. Oh, now check this out. Yay or nay? Yay or nay, friends? Yay or nay?
I get scared watching.
I know, my palms get itchy.
Right?
My palms get itchy when I see this.
And I like to think I'm not afraid of heights.
Ooh, it's not the heights, right? It's the fall.
Right?
It's hitting the bottom
Yeah.
that scares me.
I'm not afraid of heights.
Right?
I'm afraid of falling.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, would you see? I remember I had a conversation. I remember I was way back in the day. I was watching a guy on a live stream, and he was gonna go whitewater rafting, and I was like, bro, tell me you're gonna get high first, bro, and I had to type it in the chat, and then so he was the host, so he's like, bro, why would you ruin an experience like that? You're about to go out on the water and you're going to ruin it by getting high? Unbelievable. Sometimes you have to know when to quit, bro. My response was, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, if I'm going to do something like this, I'm going to be fucking high, bro. Like, high out of my train. Drool coming on the side of my face. Barely understanding what the instructor's telling me. Like, this is going to be unreal experience. I want to be out of my kite, slightly incoherent. Like, yes, please. Whitewater rafting? Like, who wouldn't want to be just blitzed heading whitewater rafting? Like, that sounds amazing. If someone said, yeah, we're going to go whitewater rafting, I'd be like, can I smoke? And they said, no. This is like the Bill Maher thing. I'm like, well, could I stop for an hour? Tell me we can get high first. Nope. How do I get it? How am I going to get there? Are you going to fly me there? Yeah. Can I get high before we fly? No. How am I going to get to the airplane? You going to Uber me? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, can I get high before I get there? No. Well, how am I going to get there? You know, it's like I got to be able to get high before something. So anyways, yeah. I was like, I'd 100%. Edibles. That's right, JJ. You're going to smash some edibles the night before. Yeah, that's what you'll do.
That was like when you guys went indoor skydiving.
Oh, indoor skydiving. We got high as hell sitting in the parking lot trying to convince ourselves not to go in. And
Literally said on the wall that you can't be inebriated.
Don't be inebriated. We were high as a tree. Yeah, we were high as a tree. Oh, man, that was fun. Yeah, of course we had to. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that is Meme the Weed. Meme the Weed. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we've got a friend awaiting us, a good friend, Mr. Zaza Genetics, to hang tight with us late night here on Tea with P. So without further ado, my friends, let's go see a good friend, Mr. Zaza.
Come on and lift your glass. You've won your own free pass to be our guest. If you're stressed, it's fine dining we suggest. Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest. Come on and lift your glass. You've won your own free pass to be our guest. If you're stressed, it's fine dining we suggest. Be our guest, be our guest.
Oh, hello, my friend. Can you hear me there, partner? Oh. Can you hear?
No.
No, not yet. Mr. Zaza, show me your voice. Make sure. Yeah, there we go. They are charged and ready to go.
Try that.
Yo.
Oh, I see it moving. There we go. You hear him?
I had him, yeah.
Oh.
I'm here.
All right, there we go. I hear him. Yeah, I can hear him. My headphones are trying to pick up here.
You sound a little faded, like in the background, kinda.
Here we go. It's coming. It wants to connect. My headphones are on the. Come on, boy.
It's picking up from here.
Which? What is?
Voice.
What do you mean?
Your voice.
Is picking up. Oh, then turn the mic down. You might have to mute my, or I can mute mine. Hold on.
I think that's all it's
There we go.
There.
Yo, I can hear you perfect now.
I'm just trying to get it to come out of the my headphone. I don't know what. Oh. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you fine.
It's echoing.
Got an echo?
I do it.
Okay. So there might be two scenes going. I don't know why my mic's not picking up on my earbud isn't picking up. I had it, boy. Who's echoing, me or him?
You.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it better now?
Yeah, it was because I was coming in through both mics. I'm trying to figure out. It should. Oh. There we go. We're going to get it. There we go. I got it. It's picking up. There. No? Can you hear? Can I hear anything? Testing 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Nothing. Go earbud. Go gadget earbud.
I have you.
You have me on this.
They have you.
And they have me.
They can't hear Zaza.
Can't hear Zaza. Zaza, can you hear me okay? Zaza, my brother. If I mute this. Can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, got you fine.
Yeah, there we go. Now can I remove one of these? There. Can you hear him? Can you hear Zaza?
Yo. Mic check.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, there we go. How does everything sound on the stream side?
Sounds good.
Yeah, good. There we go. So the whole thing is I actually had it the whole time, but I was muted. So it didn't quite work. Do you have video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
How you want me to connect?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
How you got a link or what do we?
Well, you can activate it right here on Discord.
Oh, okay.
And
you mean the video? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's all I got. And then I can actually I can show you. There he is. Oh, almost.
Hold on. Let me check my camera in here.
Take your time, man. Take your time. We're live, baby. The very first episode I did of this, man, you wouldn't believe how much I poured sweat when things started to go wrong. I was so nervous. Oh my gosh. But then it's gone on and on. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? We're live. I've almost got it ironed out. There we go. Close. There. Oh,
1 sec.
No, take your time. If I know anything, do you have your camera running on another source?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to open it up through this EOS webcam thing. Hold on.
I know
Turn
if
them-
if I've
turning
got
the-
mine.
Hold on, that might help. Turning the camera on might help a lot.
Yeah,
So that was the issue.
there he is.
Close this. Yeah. Okay.
You want to center him out of it
Still got me or no?
when he's over.
I'll keep that up.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Just wanted to make sure this.
Lost you there. Had you lost you?
Here we come. We'll come right back. Man. All right. Cool. All right. What's up, guys?
Sweet, man. Sweet. How you been? How you doing? Well, we had him. Damn, it was good. It was close. We were close.
Hold on.
No worries, man. Discord's a pain in the ass, man. It's such a great
Navigate
source.
platforms.
Bro, it's different everywhere else. Everyone, like, Rob's told me that I need to make the switch over to StreamYard because it's far more efficient and far more effective.
And that's what threw
And
me
it
off,
is.
because we just left StreamYard and I didn't need to open up that whatever that thing is. OBS.
Yeah, the EOS camera.
Yeah,
Whatever.
EOS camera, yeah. So you got Canon too.
Yeah. I had a Canon, bro.
Okay.
And I had the well, I still got it actually. It was the 80D, but I'm learning that the Canon software for streaming is not ideal. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. Like, my Canon cuts out after 30 minutes of recording as it is. And man, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. Not to mention, it's the display. As soon as you plug it in, the display goes black.
It's weird. I used to have that same issue with my Canon, but for some reason, so I used to always stream. I would go live with a webcam because I would be nervous that the camera would overheat. But fucking, I don't know. It's been fine, so I just been using it. I'm like, fuck it. Hopefully, keep my fingers crossed.
Oh, it looks good, man. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Making the switch to DSLR is huge, bro. Huge.
I know. I mean, everybody's screaming mirrorless. So I don't know. It's so much technology, man, and that's just a whole nother loophole of having to learn and navigate. It's crazy, bro. Yeah.
It is. It totally is, bro. Before we get Zaza, thank you for joining me, man. Much appreciated, bro. Man, you've been busy tonight too. I know you were on the Home Grow the Community just like an hour, 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
you've been doing your rounds.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm always trying to do something. Always,
bro. You're a huge supporter, huge member of the community, man. I see you around, getting around, and it's important to do that, man. So yeah, shout out to you and shout out to the Home Grow the Community, because that was a great episode, man. You were dropping some bombs, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you. They were asking good questions.
They did their homework. They did their homework. That was good. Yeah, that was good. We had you on From the Stash too. Like
some time ago.
It was almost like a year ago now, man. I think we're due for a part 2 soon.
Yeah, that'll be dope, man. Anytime, shit. Anytime, it's always something to talk about.
Yeah, always. You and I did a little bit of gaming not too long ago together too. It was like just a brief moment. We got to do that again too, man.
Yeah, I was trying to get it. What's the face? So I didn't have much experience with RP, so I was trying to get in your server, and your mom was like, "Hell no, that ain't gonna work." I was like, "All right." So I went back, did my research, and I put in another application. He's like, "That's better," but I'm like, "Nah, fuck it, I quit." But then I went and learned. I'm like, okay, so this is real. This is. I wasn't taking it serious enough, and once I actually got to play on a server, I'm like, okay. But then I quit because I'm like, this shit's real and it takes time, man. They want you to, people are going to court, and I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy.
Bro, it is so insane, man. Man, first of all, I'll vouch for you in our server, so you don't even need to do the application thing. Yeah, I will make sure that doesn't
I'm nice now, man. I do the whole role play, everything, man. We in there. For sure.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Like role play is so much. It is intense, though, man. Like like you can't be a little bit in. Like you
No,
have
you
to be
can't.
in,
You got to be committed.
bro.
Yeah, you got to be committed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
growing.
fun
It's like growing.
though.
It
Yeah,
is.
shit, like everything else we freaking do. Yeah.
It's the truth. Yeah, it's the truth, man. Yeah, yeah. We'll get you in the city, man. We'll do some. We'll do some RPM, man. Do you like we did? You and I did a little bit of COD together too. Do you do much gaming?
Yeah, I do. So I don't. So we played Warzone, and I'm not as good in Warzone. I'm more of a multiplayer. But I got so many buddies that just so dedicated to Warzone. But as far as Battle Royale, I started off a long time ago with PUBG. And then I kind of just I don't know, I stopped playing PUBG, and then I was playing Apex Legends for a while, and then now I'm just Fortnite. I enjoy Fortnite now. I don't know why.
Oh,
I guess since no
for real?
build, I enjoy Fortnite. Yeah,
Oh, you're doing the no build.
yeah. Because
Okay,
the build
okay.
is I won't play. Yeah, the build is too much.
It is. It's a lot, man. I used to play Fortnite, man, and I did the build. It was intense, and yeah, I've got off a little bit, but I love Fortnite, man. I love Fortnite.
Yeah, we got the gaming gaming team. It's still conceptual. It's still concept right now, but this, the jerseys are there, and I got a couple gamers that are. So I got a hardcore battle. What is that thing? Warzone player.
Yep.
That's all he plays. I was like, I mentioned, thought about you. I was like, man, I got to get you to play with pigeons and represent me because I suck, but I could send him to, I sent him to
Bro,
help out.
it's not about sucking, bro. We're gonna make it. Bro. We got to squad up, and we're gonna grow together, man.
Exactly.
And
Okay, I fuck with that concept too.
it's all about that. It's all about that because, man, I'm telling you, like, if I wanted to wait for people that were like experienced, there'd never, no one would ever play. Nobody would ever play. They're just never, I'm not even experienced. I'd never claim to be, but I do claim to be the best. So
Yeah,
I do claim to be the best.
You got some diehard freak, and a lot of them are like younger kids, right? But then they start getting into the the advanced controllers, and so do you play on PC mainly, or?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You?
So, I prefer Xbox. Even on PC, like I prefer to use my Xbox controller, which is like frowned upon. But I don't know, I think I'm just not that real gamer yet. But
Bro, it's not bro, the highest level of gamers right now are using gaming controllers, man. Like they're gaming on PC with controller. They all are.
yeah,
So most because they've got the aim assist, right? So yeah, so honestly, to be a gamer today, most of them are using a gaming controller. I use a mouse and keyboard, but I've got a gaming controller. I use the Astro C40, and I use it for Fortnite because it's the easiest way to do the builds because I can't figure it out on mouse and keyboard yet. Too many damn buttons, bro.
It makes sense how the freak they build so fast and freaking building in the middle of the air.
Yeah. Now my boy has just recently picked up the mouse and keyboard, and he's unreal. He's unreal with the builds with the mouse and keyboard, man.
Most of those RP servers require you. I mean, pretty much all of them is you got to use the keyboard at some point. Like it's unavoidable. Like even if you're using a control, you have to hit your keyboard at some point. So ideally,
you totally do.
If you can, I was a World of Warcraft player too on PC.
No way.
Accustomed to playing on the keyboard.
What did you play as?
Huh?
In WoW, what did you play as?
Oh shit, man! I had several characters, but I would have to say my favorite to play would probably be a paladin, maybe.
Paladin, let's go. Yes,
I enjoyed the paladin. Twinks, I like to build twink rogues too, like twink rogues. Keep them under level 20, but they're so powerful. They got all this like super high battle gear, and you're like beating up high level. Those are the good days.
Do you still play it?
No, I haven't played in so long. I tried to, man. I haven't played in so long, but
because
I did.
You value life.
Oh man, it was bad back then, man. It was really it became addictive. Yeah, it was a really fun game, but almost too fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I know dudes that ruin their relationships with women because of that game, bro. and like, probably for the better. But man, I'm like that game ruined lives that I know. Yeah, guys lost their jobs to that game. I'm like, oh man, that would consume your life. I'd lose a guy. Show it to my buddy Lloyd. I would lose a guy for months. Never see him. I'd lose him for months. I'd be like, bro, you coming out? He's like, no, I'm playing WoW, bro.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's serious, and I don't know why. Even to this day, I'm not sure now, but with all the technology now, you would think that there would be more games now that kind of capture people. But nah, man. I mean, even years and years ago, that shit was locking people in, man, for days
Yes.
straight.
Yes. Well, it was revolutionary, bro. It was like it was literally one of the first times where people were RPing. You know, like you could RP as these guys, as these paladins, as these wizards,
Yeah,
and run across a huge map. Like, oh man, it was revolutionary. WoW
oh
was
yeah,
incredible, bro.
all the expansion packs, and then you had the
Oh man,
raids. You know, when it came to the raids, you're like, you got to be there. You're like, man, we're doing
you
a
have to.
man raid, man. We need you, freaking paladin. I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, babe, I'm sorry, I can't be there tonight. We're raiding. We're raiding. Okay, I need you to understand.
Please. You bought me the game, please.
Yeah, you did this, babe. This is your fault. Oh, that's
I've
funny,
tried that
man.
before. I'm like, shit, you bought me the damn game. Shit.
This is your fault. I
You
blame you.
hate me.
Oh. What are you gaming right now? What are you gaming on right now?
Fortnite. I play Fortnite. I do a
you
little
said
bit of Call of Duty. There's this one game, Evolution. I think the name of it is pretty cool.
Yep.
Breeding kind of it's like a breeding game with
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
heard
cool.
of it, bro. Yeah, it's
It's
pretty sweet. You
really
start as like
dope.
an organism or whatever, and you like transform. What do you think of that?
It's awesome, man. It gets really deep. You fix traits and retain traits for the future generations. Where you got to survive and all as primates, and then you
Yeah.
go through the entire evolution if you can make it. But it's a pretty game. I've streamed it. I do a little streaming every now and then. A little bit of RP
Yeah.
shit here and there.
Yeah. Man, the last stream I tuned in. Well, you're gaming, but the last stream that I tuned into yours was the live stream, live reaction. And fuck, bro, that was I was crying, laughing through your stream, bro. That was so funny. Man, it was good.
Yeah.
It was so good. You handled that really well, and honestly, you touched on so many valid points that I just.
Yeah.
It was nice to finally, it's nice to hear that people are willing to you're willing to speak your mind. You're willing to be open and vocal and critical. And man, we're losing that today. We're losing that. People don't want to speak out. They don't want to rustle feathers. They don't want to talk about bad products. And that's a shame. That's a shame. Because we need those voices. We need those voices. We need people to try these products, to test to see if these things suck or not. And you do that, and I appreciate that with you, man. So yeah, shout out for being a real one.
Yeah, man, appreciate that, man, for sure. Yeah,
That was quite the event, though. That live stream, I love that content. Kind of just handed it. It was like a silver platter. It was just like here. It was like a circus, man. It was so funny. It was so funny, man. Shout out to everybody involved. Like I got no ill will against anyone involved. No ill will. It was a moment of lapse of what have you. But yeah, definitely a funny one. It's going down in the books.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate everything y'all do, man. CLTV, and because y'all really are the community. You since the beginning, you've been putting out quality content. I mean, the whole group, as individuals and together, and that's why you always got my support no matter what, man. Because you ride right alongside my movement and my mission. Like it works hand in hand what I do and what you guys do, and I wish for me to be able to bridge the gap with other influencers who are really who I think at times don't understand the influence they have. I don't think at times they understand what influence is and what responsibility comes with it when we think in terms of the new consumer. And the only way we change this community that we so-called love generations down the line is by making sure that the new person coming in is well educated and can make a good decision. And if you just willing to showcase or promote just for clout or money, then that goes against what we do. And I think that's a lot of what they do. And it's nothing personal against Huygens or Homegrow TV or Joe Basement Grow. I think they're all cool. And I don't think they, like I said, I think it's a lack of education on their part. And I would like to bridge the gap there so that they could be more, be more responsible when it comes to influencing these new people, because it matters.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I honestly, I appreciate you saying that, man, and it means a lot to have you and your community riding along myself and my community, and with Rob and with Chris, because you are absolutely right, man. Like for anyone to think, like I've said this before, it's like if anyone wants to think that if you're going to be a creator and you think that you're self-made and you think that you are the reason that you've got this far, and that you've got another thing coming. You got another thing coming, man. I'm not self-made. I'm made on the backs of 105,000 people that decided to prop me up and to give me a little bit of a voice to speak from. And those are the people that I owe everything to.
Yeah.
And for me to think that there's a company or there's a dollar or a product that's going to make me jeopardize that, you've got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. I'll lay it all on the line before I'm going to throw my community under the bus.
Yeah,
and sell them shit. Yeah. That's right. That's right. You're right. And the thing is like, I remember I got into this in started making YouTube videos because I couldn't tell who was trying to push garbage and who was trying to push decent products, because even at that time, it was like, I couldn't, what was good and what wasn't. I just really couldn't tell. So I want to make sure that I give an honest opinion, man. And the honesty is an important thing. And I know it seems like a cliche to say that, but it's missing. It's missing. It's not there. That's frightening.
Everything has to evolve, man. Everything has to get better. And as we move eventually, here in the United States, we will go towards legalization, and the colleges will start to teach this stuff. And, so it's better prepare yourself now with the education and, just be a part of the helping hand and making this community better 10 years from now. So it is held at a much higher pedestal. Cannabis, what we love and what we represent is, if you love it so much, people will go. I was telling them on the last show, people go to shows and have a prize pig, and they love the pig enough to know all of the lineage and make sure that the pig was that they researched the pedigree and that it was the right pig that came from the right family and had all of the right traits within the generation, in order to even be able to participate in this contest. Like, otherwise your pig is not a real pig. It's not a show pig. It's not a pig at all. It's not purebred. And we should eventually have that same standard for, cannabis. All of those generations of ancestry need to be documented and with some sort of registry, so that eventually it's the same pedestal. It's just as important as a racehorse. It's just as important as a dog. Because you're not just taking a dog off the street with no papers and putting them in a dog show. It don't work like that.
No, you're right.
Same thing with cannabis.
Do you think we'll get there, bro? Do you think we'll have like that because there is I don't know where it is. I think it's in Switzerland, maybe Alaska or something, that big huge seed vault or something.
Oh yeah.
They store all the genetics.
Yeah.
Do you think do you think we'll have that kind of database? Like you just described. Do you think we'll get that?
Absolutely. Once the government becomes involved, pigs only have it, horses only have it, dogs only have it because it's legal and the government's involved. So once they get a hand at, wanting to make money, then they'll do it the right way. And it's in our hands right now, so we should be the ones to do it the right way, or at least put forth an effort to know, to have some sort of education. That's why I tell people, you're not going to learn cannabis from going and looking on the internet how to breed cannabis. It don't work like that. It was never information put in place for you to learn that way. So if you want to learn how to breed cannabis, go learn how to breed a pig, or go learn how to breed some corn, or something that's legal where the colleges do and have taught people for zillions of years how to do it. That's where the
Yeah.
education is at. All of the concepts and the mechanics are the same. Whether a child, a human, a freaking dog, a cat, it's all the same.
Genetics are genetics are genetics are genetics.
Yeah, for the most part,
Yeah.
yeah. For the most
You're
part.
well, yeah, for the most part, yeah, you're right. You make up a really good point, man. Like between dogs, horses, even koi, like fish, we have been breeding for so long. The concept of breeding isn't new, and you're that's such a great concept in terms of if you want to get to know breeding, get to know breeding. Don't get to know cannabis breeding because it at this form yet doesn't exist in a sense.
Exactly. It's not a thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Until the government becomes involved, then they'll choose to make it a thing, and they'll teach people in colleges, and people will come up, and those people will take over what you love so much. But if you love it, you put yourself in position before that ever happens. You got time. You just need to educate yourself properly, join the right people, like-minded individuals, find your tribe, and shit. You'll do it.
Bro,
Learn.
what like do you feel like and just to get your opinion, what do you think about the rescheduling, bro? Do you think like do you think any like positive, negative, little in between?
I think it's a good step towards a slow grind. I think they know exactly. They have plans eventually to legalize it, but it's going to open a lot of floodgates. I mean, I'm invested in cannabis stock, but in Canada, it's always been a Canadian company, Kronos Group, and I've rode with them for a while. But it's like their success depends on legalization in the United States, and those stocks rising up and shooting up. So the reason why I'm getting into that kind of rant is because the stocks haven't the stocks aren't excited about it. So I'm not really excited about it. I don't think much is going to happen, at least not right now. Like if once
That's fair.
Canada is excited about it, then they know, because that'll open the floodgates of transport between the two. And that's
Yeah.
what we need.
You're onto something. You're onto something. I've been pretty cynical. In regards to the rescheduling. I think it's smoke and mirrors, man. My tinfoil hat gets kind of tight when I start talking about government and their interest in us and them thinking having our interests in
Oh
mind.
yeah,
And honestly, I just think it's like it's a passing of the buck. I feel like we're just taking it from the justice system, and now we're handing it to our medical system, our pharmaceutical system. Not a good medical system. I just mean the exploitative medical system, the pharmaceuticals, the capitalism, the profit over health system. So I'm worried about that. You a little bit worried?
I agree with you 100%. Ultimately, they are going to take whatever time they need to make sure that they have control of everything, and that ultimately they're making a lot of money, and that it makes sense for the government. I don't think at all they have intentions of saying, oh, well, this is a good way to help people and medicine to help you. Nah, not at all. They're in the background trying to figure out taxes and figuring out how things are going to work for the stock market, and um, other countries and international and all of these politics. That is really what I think is the holdup. And once they figure that out, that's when they'll probably make a decision to legalize it. Um, but no, I think you're 100% right on time.
Yeah, I'm just skeptical, bro. Like as soon as I heard that it was going from a three to or a one to a three, I just realized that now it's becoming or what? Sorry, I probably got that one to three, right? It's not one to two. It's one to. They're skipping a level. One to three, three to one, something like
Yeah,
that. One,
yeah. I think
yeah,
it's
one to three.
Yeah,
Okay. Once I heard that it now becomes medical, there's now medicinal benefits. To me, I'm just thinking Pfizer, Coke,
oh yeah, for sure.
Johnson. They are gonna be all over this, man. And who are you and
Ah,
I to compete against Coke, the Koch brothers, right? So
nothing.
it's I'm just afraid, bro. I'm afraid for the mom and pop community. I'm afraid for the small guy. Like the pharmaceutical industry, not that it needs to be in the hands of the average Joe, but I honestly believe that more people would be at home with their what's it, pin and mortar, or what's that little grinding tool? A mortar and pestle. I believe that there would be more people at home grinding their own medication if it wasn't for our pharmaceutical companies that have just totally exploited our medicine or our medical field and have profited immensely off of it, right? Whereas, like,
Right.
I feel like the same thing's going to happen with weed. Right now, we have people at home growing their own, but at what point is the medicinal or is the pharmaceutical company just laden the market with mids to the point where it's literally $1 a gram or less, and people are just going to have access to that, and that's what they're going to settle with. It scares me.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm afraid of that day.
Yeah, and it'll eventually eradicate the black market. Sort of like,
I 100% agree. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it will.
yeah, more
Well,
like
you
the
know what?
liquor.
Maybe in a way, more like the what? Sorry.
Like alcohol, kind of like it'll, it's not. You don't really see bootleg alcohol. I mean, maybe, a little bit on a small, tiny scale, but the black market for alcohol is done. And I think it started off similar to how cannabis started. Like,
You know,
kind of
there
just,
is still the thing is that you're right. You're right. And then that example to me is the same as cigarettes, as smokes. The problem with alcohol and cigarettes is that they've, at least in my country, they've pushed the price of cigarettes so high that the black market is back. Is back because now you can get these cigarettes. They taste like ass, but you can get these cigarettes now for cheap. And now it's kind of like the system has fallen back on itself. They're trying to get people to quit smoking, but now they're pushing people from the legal market to the illegal market, just mainly based on price. So I could see the same thing with weed, where it's like, or even alcohol, where they try that sin tax, they say, where they try to tax it out the ass so people will stop doing it, and then they'll just end up bootlegging it anyway. Maybe. People are smart.
People always will find a way, man.
They will always find a way. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And the government will always use people as lab rats, no matter what. And it's up to us to feed into it or not. Shit, I hear y'all got some. I think we do too, man. It's like places now where they're like legalizing hard drugs fully in a certain town. I'm like, what?
Oh my God. Yeah,
What,
bro.
what,
Yeah.
what problems could possibly be alleviated from that? This makes no sense. When you could be focusing on the issue of homelessness on it, or the issue, I don't know. It's mind blowing.
It is mind blowing, man. I have no idea. I don't know where they come up with these ideas from and how they get passed in this far. But yeah, British Columbia, decriminalize, or I can't remember what they did, methamphetamine and heroin and all those harsh things. And they have to walk it back now because, go figure, crime's out of control, the healthcare is through the roof, and it's like, who would have thought? It's like, obviously letting the people just have access to meth isn't the smartest idea, but having it illegal and turning it, like, having it a justice system issue is the issue. But how do you deal with it as a healthcare issue, right? If you decriminalize it and just make it accessible, well, now it's a healthcare issue. Kind of. I don't know. I'm not justifying it. I'm just trying to figure it out, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the happy medium is in terms of
sound like
the
a
answer
good crime, and I'm assuming crime will definitely increase. Wherever drugs is at, crime typically follows. So
generally,
I don't know the logic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know it either, man. I don't know it either. What are you smoking on right now?
Valley of the Sun by Goldbeard, one of my brothers, Goldbeard Genetics. It's Dead Ops OG times White Gusher.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's on sale. It's like 90% off or something right now.
Fuck off. Where?
$30 on the website, ZazaGenetics.com. I also did a coupon code for y'all too. So Pigeons 420, and it's 50% off until Tuesday on all genetics except that pack.
Fuck off, Let's go, man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man, for all that y'all do, man, at CLTV for sure.
Oh, please, bro. We're having the time of our lives, man. I know you can understand that, man. We're having the time of our lives. Man, educating the people, if we can so much as call it that anymore. It's fun, man. It's fun. And if anything, just trying to build the community, build the variety, build the content, build the entertainment. Because I said it earlier that entertainment right now, or sorry, Canna content right now is in the best place it's ever been. It's entertaining, bro. It's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And that's wicked. That's wicked.
It takes like I was telling Mama Kush, it takes a savvy type of individual, you know, to navigate these waters of content creation with all of these platforms that have issues with, whatever we got going on. So shout out to everybody, man, who's finding a way, man. And like it goes back to what we said, people will always find a way. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And I always like to say I'm not I don't create canna content, I create breeding content, because ultimately we have to find ways to be able to be strategic when it comes to the space, because you don't want to lack on strategy, branding, business. All of those things are important, and all of those things are what put you in position, just in case there is a government takeover. You want to be in the best position as somebody who represented this community for however long, represents this plant. You want to be in a good position. So the best way to do that is by educating yourself as much as possible, and also branding yourself strategically, and aligning yourself with the right people in the community, man. People who have a like-minded concept, and want to see, you win. You want to see them win, and no bro knowledge, just strictly good information, and that is what helps you put yourself in a better position later on. If that's a job you want, or working with the government, if they do take over, they're gonna go for the people who know something, who've been doing it. But
yeah, you're right. Yeah, they are, and you got to be careful with that, man. Yeah, and I think forward thinking is very important. I can appreciate, like, I don't like to get I never want to scare people. I don't want to come off as like a tinfoil hat artist. I do have a tinfoil hat for special occasions. However, I think being prepared, and I think being forward thinking is so important, bro. I honestly feel like today's society is lacking some of those very basic survival skills that, should the power system, the grid go down, or should we not have access to our cell phones. Honestly, I don't know what the percentage of us that would be fucked, but I bet you that percentage is large, because we're losing touch with those ever so basic, fundamental skill sets,
Right.
and we're relying too heavily on the technology around from us. So being forward thinking and preparing how to breed, how to grow, having as simple as having spare water and canned goods. I honestly think that's important. So props to you for thinking that way, man.
No, bro, that's 100%, and kind of just to piggyback off you, staying grounded, staying right here, in along with your community, and being like, we started here, and we'll finish here. I'm not an influencer, I'm an educator. So as an educator, my door will always be open. I have no choice. And I'll always be right here with the community, to represent education and to represent us as a whole. And I think that's important too. Just staying grounded, and kind of not forgetting where you came from in this thing, because it's a ever fast growing industry and community, and we represent a small world, even though it's all around the world. But so shout out to y'all.
You're right, man.
Good job.
You're right, bro. Man, you're absolutely right. Speaking true facts, man. It's like the saying that the world is small. It's a small world. Is true. The cannabis world, the cannabis community, even smaller. So it's like you got to be careful. One thing I'm learning that with my kids' sports is that if you you got to be careful who you talk shit to, because in a couple weeks you're going to see them again because your kid's going to be on the same team as them, or it's going to be playing, you're going to be playing on a different sport but you're going to be on the same team. It's like the community is really really small, and you got to just be, you kind of got to be careful what you say, who you say it to, because you just never know who you're going to be shaking hands with next week, man. And this community is no different. People are up and coming every week, every month. There's a new name and someone to take note of coming up in this game. You are one of those people, bro. What when it comes to your projects and the things you got growing on, what kind of projects are you working on right now?
So we got the Dead Ops Auto Flower project, which is
Dead Ops Auto Flowers?
Yeah, something we took a Siberian ruderalis times Dead Ops photo period, and we're gonna go through advanced backcrossing method in order to create a full auto flower and stabilize eventually. And we have a strain blueberry times Dead Ops for a entertainer, hip hop artist out in California. So that's cool. We got I'm glad to mention this too. So Team Zaza is doing a Canna camp right now, which is sort of like summer camp for football. This hardcore crash course education. Everybody's welcome. It's a QCE thing, and so they're working on that right now. That should be rolled out in the next couple of weeks. I'm assuming, maybe sooner.
Bro, get out
for that. Yeah, and
good for you. Hold on, GCE. What was that? What's the GCE?
QCE is quality, community, and education. So the concept is we bring quality to the community through education. That's typically the only way we're going to see quality in this community build 20 years from now. If you want to be a part of that,
good for you, man.
The best way is to share education. And I'm getting text messages about somebody mentioning 703 in the block pack. So I do. One of my students, 703, he does do these giveaway packs for me. These feminized, good, feminized seeds. But I don't sell them. So if you have a problem in the comments, because I'm getting text messages that you got an issue. If you got a problem, then make sure you tap in with 703. I don't make $1 off that pack. I don't have any of those packs. If you hit me in the DM, I always just refer you to him. I do promote him. He's Team Zaza, and he'll take care of you. So if you are, but as far as any packs you've gotten from me or off my website, I can assure you that you'll get your packs, so you've already got them. So that should take care of that. Make sure you hit 703 up.
Sweet. I'm glad you said that, man. I personally, I understand the logistics of trying to distribute a product across the globe, man. And it is remarkably difficult. And that's no excuse. That is absolutely no excuse. If we want to supply products to the globe, we have to be able to get those products to the globe in a timely manner. Yeah. So 100%. It's just, there's so many moving parts that when it comes down to, I know for Stash Blend, there's 3 different avenues that Stash Blend, 4 or 5 different avenues that Stash Blend gets sent out of when we contact people. So it's unfortunate, but oversight can happen. So that's why a kind, gentle reminder is important, because honestly, it's like we're going to treat every customer like they might come back, because they just might, right? So Absolutely. we're not trying to piss anyone off, man. And I'm glad you mentioned that.
And I'll take full responsibility too. So I'm only saying that assuming that 703 is going to fix whatever situation y'all got. But best believe that I'll handle and make sure you get a pack or whatever it is. But absolutely, when it comes to customer service as a business that we represent, the customer is always going to be right. You have because I heard people like, oh well, he should have pulled you in the back, or but no, it's cool. The customer always has a right to express whatever first, because like pigeons. So the goal is always to make sure that you say something before the customer has to. So if that conversation with 703 and whoever's complaining would have happened before this, then we would have, he would have never felt the need to be frustrated enough to come in here and tap on my shoulder. But I'll do whatever I can to make sure you get taken care of. It's always about customer service and strategy. That's what I'm saying. If you want to be a business owner, you got to do it. You got to do it correctly, man. We want to get rid of that stigma of, oh, it's just some stoners, and dumbing it down. But no, we're not. We understand customer service. We are strategic. We are businessmen. We can walk in with a suit and tie and conduct business with the best of them. So, in cannabis business or outside of cannabis, it don't matter. But you won't put us in a box. And that goes for anybody who wants to become a successful entrepreneur inside or outside this community. It don't matter.
Bro, spoken like a true man and a true professional, brother. Like, we're going to make mistakes, man. We're going to make mistakes. I know I've certainly made them, and I'm going to make many more. It's just a matter of owning up to it and taking the steps necessary to correct it. That's all. That's all. And man, I know you're going to make it right. And there's no issue. Yeah, hell yeah. Good for you, man. How, running a business, brother, how, like, you're a young man. I don't know about you. My education system failed me in regards to how to run a business, how to pay taxes, how to keep things square. How do you find it running a business, man, in this space?
So as a breeder, I have to really be strategic about, when we think in terms of business, because it's more about branding and merchandise where you can potentially make money. Ultimately, you won't really make money off of seeds if you are truly selecting at an efficient rate. No matter how fast you're going, no matter, it's always going to take a really long time, and it's a slow grind to fix traits. So you can get it to the point where you can put it out for sale, but like Dead Ops, I'm always constantly working it, always constantly creating new populations and trying new things in order to create a desired outcome. But it takes years upon years upon years to create uniformity. It's the difference between stabilization and uniformity. I say it all the time. I think people kind of use the both terms loosely, but stabilization happens individual per trait. Stabilization is not just, you hear people say, oh, that's a stabilized strain. Maybe certain traits within that strain have been stabilized, but until you have a complete uniform population, meaning everyone shares both the same alleles for every trait, and that's complete homozygosity, what we call it. Until you have that, it's never really uniformity or completely stabilized.
That makes total sense. Sense. The thing is I feel like those terms get used uniformly or maybe interchangeably because just sheerly education. You guys like you, man, are the reason that guys like me are even able to consume what you just said, bro. Yeah. Because you lay it out in terms of ways that are consumable, in a way that's educational, and it allows me to take something from it and use it in a tangible way where I can then understand it. Because the information that you're providing, yes, is always been there, has always been there. But when it comes to our space, trying to get it exciting and try to incorporate it is difficult. It becomes really difficult to find because people weren't doing it, but we're starting to see it now. So I feel like that's the reason that we have that struggle of understanding terminology and trying to use it properly. It's just sheerly understanding and education.
Yeah, and education is super. It's everything, right? If you can see things 20 years from now, and you want this place to be a better place, then it's going to require education. So and proper education. So when I hear people or companies, large companies, trying to profit off of a particular, let's say triploids, right? For example, if I see you trying to profit off of triploids and make millions or whatever you make in that, whatever, I don't know. My thing is, you need to come down here where we are and educate the people first, because they're not ready for triploids yet. They're not even ready for a back cross. They haven't even understand the true, they haven't grasped the concept of hermaphrodites yet. Like it's so much that we need to really teach the community and at a slow pace before we just start throwing things on them and saying, here, buy this. At least come down here and teach us something. Give us some seminars. You got the resources. Throw something down here. Throw the guys a bone. That these new people who coming in here to learn, who are supporting your company die-heartedly and not even really having a reason or knowing why. They just do it because the name is cool and the pack is cool and they heard through the grapevine that it was the right thing to do. And sometimes that's all a new person needs. They're very impressionable, and they come in really humble and they come in not knowing anything. And and we all been there before. So sometimes it takes empathy to really want to educate somebody and share, each one teach one, and be able to build this community in a better way. You got to remember the time when you walked in here and you didn't know nothing either. You didn't know where to buy seeds. I didn't know where to buy seeds. And people come in like that every day. And those are the people we want to make sure they're good, man. They got good information and good education, because those are people that have carried us 30 years from now.
You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. I've always said, I am not in this to change the mind of the people that don't want to have their mind changed. I'm not here to argue with a politician. I'm not going to tell some politician like McLean or whoever, rest in peace, whoever, that my opinion about cannabis is better than theirs. That's not my goal. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to change their mind. I'm more worried about the mom, the pop, the grandma, the grandpa, the patient that's coming into the store, or worse, has never even explored cannabis as an option, to come here and come into this space and have an honest opinion, someone who's just going to give it to them as it is and explain to them that, there's some things to avoid and there's some things to capitalize on. You don't need CBD pillowcases, despite what online's telling you. You don't need CBD condoms. You don't need CBD poop bags for your dog. These things are wastes of money, but yet will be pushed on people because we don't know better. And those are the people that I want to help. Those are the people, because they can benefit from the most. The ones that are taking a handful of pills every morning that could really possibly benefit from utilizing this plant. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to tell them what to do, but I would argue that they could go see a doctor, or at least start educating themselves in regards to using this as an alternative approach. Those are the people I want to talk to, bro. And you're right. It needs to be consumable, man. I actually was talking about this earlier in regards to the very first tablet came out in the early 1990s. The very first tablet. And I believe it was Apple that introduced it. I could be incorrect, but they introduced a tablet in the early 1990s, and it flopped because people weren't ready for it. Yeah. People had no idea how to use touchscreen. No one knows how to use a big screen. Nobody had even figured it out yet. Personal computers were barely taking off at that, or had just barely taken off at that point. So to find out 10, 15 years later, after the introduction of all the foundational aspects of a tablet were introduced, then people were ready. They had to see the evolution of the smartphone. They had to see the decrease of pagers to see, okay, now there's a benefit here. We have email, instant messaging. So it's like, you're right. When you talk about this new technology, whether it's triploids, whether it's the best rosin extraction form, or what have you, whether it's Delta 9, whether it's or not Delta 9, sorry, Delta 8, whether it's whatever else is being with the synthetic shit. Right? Yeah, we don't know, right? Yeah. You gotta,
but it's all documented stuff, though. Like you said, it's all information that's out there. You just gotta have information literacy, man. I talk about it all the time. Being able to find scholarly articles and separate how you research. It's not about what you're looking for; it's how you look for it. If you're gonna find the correct information. So I think a lot of times people struggle with how they research things, and when you're Googling, I want to be a cannabis breeder or learning to breed cannabis, it's not going to come up. You have to attach a university, Cornell University, Howard University. You have to play with different university names in order, or you could just go to Google Scholar and type in what you want to, but don't just go to Google and type information in and expect to get a reliable source, because sources are everything. And if you were in college, you can't just throw down any old information without having a credible source. You just can't cite any old source. It has to be a credible and reliable source from a good place. And the same thing, like I said, we have to hold what we claim that we love so much at a higher standard and pedestal. And these are the small steps we need to take in order to do so.
You're right. You're right. And we're getting there. We're
Yeah,
getting there. You're getting
it's
there.
gonna
You
take
know,
time.
we're a little optimistic. You're right. Yes, that's right. It's going to take time. It's going to
Yeah.
take people to keep pushing forward, to keep, you know, educating, to keep. And I feel like even like I feel myself today less as an educator, more as an entertainer, and I feel like that is just as important because we need to explore the realm of entertainment, education, and the arts, and whether it's business, whether it's I'm just trying to think of other realms of where we could use cannabis to penetrate and to celebrate more than anything, because that's what we need more of. That's what's going to make it mainstream, when more people are talking about it, when it's just an element of conversation, in the same way that alcohol has become over the 100+ years that it's been used in so many different forms. You know, how many safety meetings have been had where people have gone to go drink some beer, or you know, how many office meetings started, or Christmas holidays in offices have always had a little bit of liquor involved. You know, it's cannabis will get there. People will be smoking joints at the office too, in a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
And it's definitely gonna take time. It's gonna be a slow grind, man. When I talk, I'm speaking 20 years from now. You know, when I'm thinking of a good community and a much better community, and all of these different registries in place that document all of the ancestry for all of these strains, and some young college kid is gonna come along and build their first database here in the United States or there in Canada, and that's gonna be the start to it all. You know, sort of like AKC or UKC or ABKC. These are all dog registries where if you claim, or horse registry, if you claim to have a thoroughbred racehorse, then you need to show that through lineage, through ancestry and pedigree. You need to show that that's a thoroughbred champion horse. You can't just talk about it. We can't just look at that horse and see it's really beautiful and it has tons of muscles and it actually is even really fast. That's not enough. It's not enough.
And actually, it's really fast.
Yeah, it's just not enough. The cannabis,
No.
you know, it's really frosty and it's fire and it has a cool name, and it turns purple and that's really cool and it smokes really well. But that's just not
What the
enough.
fuck is it? No,
Yeah, it's not enough.
exactly. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, that's getting lost more and more. Do you think we're no? Yeah, I don't want to. I was gonna say, like, I feel like we're getting lost. Do you think that's coming back? Like you
Um,
said, 20 years. So I feel like if anything, we're getting farther away from that. But I think you're right in regards to 20 years. We're gonna come back, and it's gonna be, you know,
it'll
yes, we're
take
gonna
a
start
lot of
holding people.
education.
Yes, a lot, because people need to know. People should know what the heck they're smoking, what they're getting. You know, these kind of things. That's important. That's important.
And and as a breeder, I was kind of explaining this to homegrown community a little bit. As a breeder, you start off in this journey of education, learning, whether you go to school or whether you self-taught or whatever it is. You start off with this journey of education, and you know, you just want to create. You know, you want to create offspring, and you want to create zygotes, and you know, you want to create puppies and whatever. And then as you continue to learn, you open your eyes to this responsibility that's over your head now. With this knowledge comes all of this responsibility, right? Sort of like somebody who is born again, right? They on the streets and all of a sudden they're doing all this crime, and then they go to church, and then they become born again or whatever. They save, they change their life, and 20 years from now, they have this responsibility above their head, right? It's no longer you can just go out and do what you used to do, because now God is watching you. You know, think, and the same thing with breeding. It's like, you know, once you educate yourself to the point, and you realize this responsibility over your head, it's no more about, you know, you realize it's not about money. It's about being a part of something great, you know, being a part of ancestry and history, knowing that I could have my hand in saying, damn, you helped preserve this species, whatever it was, if it was an animal or a plant, it was endangered and it was on the brink of extinction, and you actually contributed to saving it. So when you think in terms of that, you don't think about making money, and you start to realize that it's big. You start to you start to pick and choose what you choose to breed. I became stuck in the cannabis community because of the lack of education. It wasn't necessarily. It was just from all of the knowledge that I had. It was just so different, and it was almost like people didn't care. But then I realized it wasn't that they didn't care; they just didn't know. So it became a responsibility here too. So you just run into these different responsibilities. You might run into an endangered squirrel, and if you can find two of them, it's your responsibility as a breeder because you know what you're doing to save that species, whether you like it or not.
Bro, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. And the responsibility is huge, bro. And you're right. Losing it, I feel like we're losing it, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. Where the people are gonna be asking, where is this coming from? Where did this start from? Because adage needs to be paid to work to the beginning, right? To the work that's been done. A lot of work is going into that. In the same way, your reference that you can't have your horse come into the race and just be like, it's fast, bulky, and it's got some spots and stuff. No one's just gonna pay big money for that. They want to know. They want to know where it's coming from.
I can't even say I know everything about my entire family tree, but I'm grateful to know what I know. So I can't imagine somebody who was born not knowing who their mother was, their father, their grandparents, like nothing. They don't just nothing about you. It wouldn't make sense. It would be the start of a never-ending journey, probably in somebody's life where they want to find answers. And it's the same thing with anything we deal with when it comes to a physical life form as a breeder. We need to have all answers and clear answers. So when I'm creating, I create from the point back. I create back and go forward so that any of my customers can also trace from where they are to back. So what that requires is you to mostly use strong land race or close to land race, or just being able to use two parents that you can trace back and without any gaps in the history or any unknowns. And if you can do that, then you can keep a clear track record moving forward for all your customers and all the strains that you create moving forward. That separates you from the rest. So eventually, if we have responsible breeders who do educate themselves, they'll realize like, oh, this is all about pedigree and family tree. So that's the first thing I teach all my guys when they first come on is fill out a pedigree, understand it. I don't care if you put dogs in there, squirrels, people, your family. Don't matter. Just fill it out.
I want to know about it.
Show me that you can fill it out. Show me that you understand how that thing works. From you to your parents, to your grandparents, to their parents, to those parents, whether it's
That's
3
so
generations, 5 generations, 7, 10, 12.
And that's the shit. And that's the shit that's gonna start this database of archives and lineage that we're gonna have in 20 years from now, man. It's that passion. It's that fire, bro.
That's why land races are so important. You can't get rid of land races because land races are the answer to creating a strong database. You can't do it with a lot of the strains, these flipped and bounce, made up hubba bubba cake and all this, that everybody's so hyped about. If you can't trace the lineage back without a doubt from both parents, then it's not a good specimen moving forward for the future. If you want a good specimen and create from scratch, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you're right. Man, you're right, bro. You and I could sit and talk for hours. G, we got to do a part 2, bro. We got to do a part 2 because we could. Honestly, I would love to dive into the breeding aspect with you, and just to shoot, bro. Because you and I have dived into breeding with FTS, but man, shooting the shit over it could be a great conversation with you, man. So I thank you, and I'd love to have you back. Because reoccurring guests are the shit, and I just love shooting the shit with you, man. So,
much love, brother.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Pleasure, bro. If anyone wanted to reach out to you or support you, where would they go?
Catch me on ZazaGenetics.com. You can message me on there. On where you can shop on there as well. Definitely catch me on Instagram, zaza.genetics.official. The Discord, we in the voice chat. I seen somebody too in the comments say, "Hey man, I tried to message you on Discord." I've never ever messaged. I did it today when I heard about that. I was like, and I was looking, I was like, I've never even seen this. I've never used it. So when I say catch us in Discord, we in the voice channel, usually 9 o'clock every day. Open classes, man. Feel free to join, man, for sure.
Yeah, man, I feel the same way. I am 100%. I feel as if, and I don't know what your schedule is, but I've been saying this for years. I've got to be one of the most accessible people in this space, and I know you are too. In regards to, if you have a question, just pull up.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
We're live all the time. Just come
Yeah.
drop a question. Whether I've answered that question once or 1,000 times, I will give you a solid answer every time. Just pull up. Typing
Well, we'll
takes
learn
a
it
lot of
together.
time. That's it. And yeah, pull up, bro. Zaza, thank you so much, man.
Much love,
as someone
man.
who has grown your genetics, Dead Ops was an absolute delight to grow.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And I encourage everyone to check that one out, whether you're a beginner or not. That one knocked my socks off. Really easy to grow, and very, very satisfying after a good quality hit. Zaza, thank you, man. Shout out to Team Gorilla, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
hopefully we can send some quality people your way. Check out Zaza on Instagram and zazagenetics.com.
Cool.
Zaza, you the man, brother.
50% off, man. Pigeons 420.
Yes, 50% off. Thank you, bro. Have yourself a
Thank
great
you,
day,
man. Much love, brother.
Peace, homie. You
Peace.
too, homie. Peace. Man, wow. Let me switch.
Wow, huge shout out to Zaza, my man. That was epic. I'm absolutely flattered to have Zaza on the show, part of season 1 of Tea with P. That guy, man, honestly, I look up to him. The amount of work that this man puts in, not only to his YouTube channel, but to his craft, is just awesome. And his community is just about second to none. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you are checking out our boy Zaza over on Zaza Genetics, zaza.genetics.official over on Instagram. Okay, wanted to get that right, so I didn't send you to some other fake account that's probably, I'm sure there's many of. Guys, this is the end of the show. I want to thank you guys for being here. We've got one segment left, which is one of my favorites, and you guys are going to enjoy it. But before we get to that, we've got ourselves a giveaway. One last chance. If you would like to have access to 100% off the Global Grow Cup Challenge, which is happening starting June 1st. Tickets are available until May 31st. So if you go to globalgrowcup.com, use promo code PIGEONS, you'll save $5 off. You can get a ticket, $20 for a chance to win $5,000. It's a solo cup challenge. Have you done this before? Do you think you can whoop some ass? Bro, $5,000. There's a host of other things to win as well. We've got sponsors like AC Infinity, we've got Seedsman, we've got Bud Trainer, we've got Athena, we've got ProMix, we've got all content creators like Troy, myself, Rob, Matt from ICANN THC, and Dusa Farms are all participating, so you know it's going to be a quality event. Go to globalgrowcup.com, use promo code PIGEONS, save $5 off. We're going to do a giveaway right now. All you got to do is put in hashtag GGC24 if you think you have what it takes. If you're not going to participate, I don't want to give you a ticket for 100% off. So if you want to participate and you think you have what it takes, hashtag GGC24, and we're going to be doing that giveaway right after the community highlight. Community highlights. My guys, my friends, the flock I am ecstatic to bring to you another wonderfully crafted community highlight. This show is so important to me for a multitude of reasons, but one of the things that I think that I want to take advantage of is the fact that we have a voice here. I have a platform, and I would love to send voices, and I would love to send quality members of the flock to some real awesome members of this community. Now, some of them are smaller than me. Not all of them are. Some of them are a little bit bigger, or a lot bigger in some cases, but they're highlights to me that are important to me. And High Rise TV falls into this category. Shout out to my guys at High Rise TV. These are some wicked dudes, man. Man, we partied with these guys for an entire night. We smoked so much weed. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to Fish. Shout out everyone, man. It's awesome, awesome, awesome dudes. And these guys are creating top tier quality cannabis content, man. And what Mrs. P is showing you right now is their Instagram page. That's a small snippet of the content that they create. They actually have a YouTube channel too, High Rise TV. I encourage you to go and check them out and throw them some love. I don't want to leak too much, but you will be seeing myself and those guys together later this year. Okay. Please go ahead and check out High Rise TV, guys. Epic members. They're actually responsible for a lot of quality content that's on YouTube today. Some historical content, believe it or not. They actually are the ones behind Two Girls in One Bong. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Mac Dizzle and Koala Puffs. However, High Rise TV is the ones that essentially created that show and broadcasted it to the entire internet. So, Two Girls, One Bong, that was High Rise TV. So, shout out to High Rise TV. We love their content. As a flock, they are stamped for approval. So, make sure you go and follow them, guys. So, Mrs. P, have you chosen somebody for the Global Cup Cup? She has. And who is it?
For multiple reasons.
For multiple reasons, none are which bias.
Here from the beginning.
Here from the beginning.
Here at the end.
Here at the end.
Love their name.
Love their name.
And they were in the comment section the whole time.
And they were in the comment section the whole time. Couldn't have picked a better person myself. And who is it?
Ryan Stoned on Canadian Gaming.
Oh, let's go! Ryan Stoned on Canadian Gaming. Let's go, man. Longtime member of this community, in
really?
fact. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. I'm absolutely ecstatic that that's somebody you would pick. And Mrs. P doesn't always know of all my longtime standing members. But man, Ryan, thank you so much, bro. Reach out to me on reach out to me on Instagram. Maybe Discord. Reach out to me on Instagram. Send me a message. I'm on it. I'm gonna find it right away. Send it right away, and we will. I will get you that ticket. Because I don't want you to put your email in the chat. So send it. So thank you guys so much, and thank you to everybody for participating in the giveaway, and thank you guys for being here. Discord's good. Whichever one. Discord's actually probably better. I'll find it way faster. Guys, epic. As long as it's the same name both places. Whichever one's the same name both places. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, a huge shout out to Zaza Genetics. A huge shout out to Seedsman for sponsoring today's episode. If you guys want to check out some quality genetics that aren't Zaza's over at zazagenetics.com using promo code Pigeons420. Check out Seedsman. Quality genetics from all over the world. I'm sure it won't be long before they are holding on to some of our greatest Zaza genetics. So go and check them out. Thank them for being a sponsor of today's show and use promo code Pigeons420. Thank you guys for making this show what it is. I will be back this time. Well, not this time, but I'll be back at 9 p.m. Central Wednesday next week with a brand new guest, and I can't wait for you guys to find out who it is. Until next time, thank you guys. Thanks to my patrons. Thank to you guys. Until next time, much love. Stay medicated. I'll see you soon. Peace.